in anyways. What are you guys doing?
Who is that?
That's our friend.
What's up? How are you?
I'm alright. Still alive?
I don't know.
What?
You knew him when you were a baby.
What's up? Where are you guys going?
This man got me to my wedding on time.
Who,
I
me?
don't know.
Remember?
I don't remember anything.
I'm dead.
I think that's him.
I said, Matt, turn around.
Oh yeah, I was
Next
holding the
stop.
door. You see me, eh?
Sullivan Street.
What
Are
you
you
guys doing?
back around here?
Not really.
No?
No. I've been
Matthew, get that out of his face.
he does that.
I know.
It doesn't bother me anymore.
Okay, good.
You love it.
Of all the people, you can't stop him from doing anything.
No, I know. Trust me.
Can't make him do anything.
He got me a
either.
coffee and a cookie. And he got me to my wedding
How?
on time.
I don't want to hear this story. Too much.
So Pharmapsychotic asked me, how do you be inconspicuous? And like, if you look at me, I'm in the middle of this place called The Well. It's really fancy and really nice, but there are like people everywhere. And look at those buildings. They're just beautiful and I want to dive them. So the biggest thing is to not be like standing in the middle of, you know, like I'm here, I'm sitting somewhere inconspicuous, but I'm not hiding. I'm like right in the open. I want to make sure that I have a clear line of sight of the, see that building? I want to go do something there. So I got to make sure that my goggles are facing that way. Look at all these buildings, man. Dive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how many buildings we can dive. And then maybe at the end I'll fly back here. But if I fly back here right now, security will probably come and kick me out. So instead, I'm gonna fly in front of me. And then afterwards, like at the end of the pack or the last pack, then maybe I'll turn around and go hit up over there. But yeah, this is basically it. I'm not hiding from anyone. I also make sure I have everything ready. Like I have my backpack, I have all my stuff, and then I just go and I'm ready to like shove it all in my bag and take off in a second if I need to. But I honestly I've never gotten in trouble. Because I'm a good boy. And like, it's not allowed. So I'm flying my tiny little drone. If you notice in the videos, most of the time when people see drones, like they actually smile because it's totally not intimidating. It's not loud or scary. It's just cute and quiet. And look at it. It's pink. It's like a friendly, nice looking thing. So people see it, they're not intimidated. They think it's cute.
So all this footage is going to take me forever to edit. So I thought I'd do a fun little voiceover since you guys seem to like that. This is just straight out of the 03 with a run through gyro flow. I'm going and like the moment I saw this, I'm like, I want to like power loop it or something, but power loops are more scary than like split S's. Split S's are kind of like safe. And yeah, I love getting close to the building, but if there's any accidents, I'm going to lose everything, because how am I going to go get it when it's that far away? And I just got a little bit of time and I got to get back home so we can have the podcast with Johnny 5. But this was just, it was just a beautiful day. I've been flying at 60 frames a second because I think it looks better than when I fly at 120 frames a second. And it's been okay. It's been like a nice little balance where, yeah, there's a little bit of latency, but this kind of stuff is more smooth. And like I've noticed that with my analog setup, I'm flying at an angle of 45 degrees, but now on this, I'm flying at an angle of like 20 to 30 degrees most of the time. And I like that. I like kind of doing a slow, smooth, but then fast sometimes. I just feel like when you go too fast, even lots of the time that, you know, flippy flops, people don't like the way they look. They're not cinematic enough. So we're trying to be cinematic and slow and get a little bit of bubby in there, you know. But I'm still trying to, I guess, figure out my style. I just like the idea of like freedom and free flowing, just being able to move like a ballerina. Yeah, that's just my goal in life, to be an FPV ballerina. I love that. I love just getting close to ledges and almost hitting them. It just gets me excited. Okay, so I believe that was hack number one, getting warmed up. And yes, I can land it. The funny thing is, I wanted to show people that I could land it, but then when you disarm, it just cuts the video anyway, so you can't see what a great job I did landing. The scariest thing here is actually the power lines. There's so many power lines in Toronto everywhere, and then when it comes to people, I try to kind of go down in an area where I know there aren't any. And this family has a little kid that went nuts over the drones. So they came and asked me a pile of questions, and then, oh, look, a train. Every time I see a train, I think of Nurk doing that train thing, getting a big ticket, and like, oh my god, I don't want a big ticket, but look, it's a train, let's go get it. So yeah, the family with their little kid came and asked me a pile of questions as I'm diving these buildings. I'm also trying to be like careful with the positioning because I'm like inside like a gap between two buildings, so I don't want to get too much stuff in between me, but the O3 is just so solid, and the picture that you get out of it is beautiful. Like this, I didn't edit this, but it does get tricky to expose everything properly. Like to understand that you can be thinking about your settings to give yourself the best like flight characteristics, or you could be thinking about your settings to get the best picture. And like I said, I think 60 frames per second is the perfect kind of in between. Where, and I'm also at 2.7K because I feel like flying at 4K, it's just, you don't really need it. You know, for years, all the videos that you've seen were like in basically like not even 1080. I think they were in like 720. So 2.7K I think is good enough, and not as hard on the system. And ultra wide, you won't get the gyro flow data. And like, see, like people say like something like that could distract the person, but he didn't even notice me. So the drone is very, this drone's very quiet. It's not loud, it's swift, and it's really fast too. So lots of the time I'm flying at like 30% throttle. I'm not even pushing it. I'm just going gentle. I see this thing. I'm like, oh, I want to split S through there. But I'm scared of losing my drone. But that idea is planted. It's like, I need to go through there. I'm not brave enough yet to trippy spin and do power loops. Power loops are scary because like you can't see where you're going, and if you execute a wrong angle, bad things could happen. So split S-ing is the safest. Plus you can kind of see what's there before you split S it. I don't just blindly go split S-ing things. I thought there was a person there though. I'm like, oh, it's an umbrella. And right here, we lost a lot of like the connection, so there was some nice latency there, and then it started coming back. I was like, yes. I figured that would kind of happen anyways, but because like the whole right side is the only part of that bridge I could see, and you want to kind of try and line yourself up with the furthest place that you're going to go. Like I'm not flying super far behind myself or anything. After I gave this guy like my card and taught his kid how to do an exploding fist bump. Now we're going for the last pack. There is this photographer shooting a model. Like, yes, we take pictures. And she's like, oh, that's fun. And he's like, I am fancy photographer. You get out of here. And I'm like, you don't have a permit to be shooting here either. Toronto's funny. Like, you can do photography kind of anywhere, but if you um, like certain places you have to get like permits and stuff, and then lots of people just don't shoot wherever. I don't think the same thing applies with like videography, if that's what this is. This is just like recreational drone flying. It's just beautiful. The building's beautiful, and we're gonna go do it. We got to. Just like, I want to do it. Oh, I got scared again. Okay, let's try going in through the other end. Yeah, mama. Starting to get like more and more connected to this drone. I just love the way it flies. Oh yes, and we did titanium upgrades. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16 screws. I changed the motor screws for the propeller screws and the motor screws, and we saved a whole 3 grams of weight from that. So now we're sitting at a all-up weight of 202 grams of wonderfulness. Hello, model lady walking the streets. Photographer guy, can look at your picture. I know how to get her to stop looking at the drone. Hey, look here, it's a picture of you. Oh, that's my favorite person. I'm terrible, terrible. There's a beautiful salon in this complex, so I applied there. I was like, if I can make as much working for you guys a couple days as I do for myself, I might just close my shop and come work for you. Yeah, we did it. We did it. Yeah, sweet. I also, it's just weird because it's like, I know some people like to see the whole flight, and then I heard these guys like, hey, can you see what's going on? How can you see the drone? So then I showed up and talked to this guy about the drone and do a little like showing off. Yes, I am very good pilot. So that's called flare. What are we gonna say? Yeah, he was nice, and I gave him my card, and he's probably a new subscriber. Ooh, let's go.
Ellen.
Thank you for all the info.
And now for the last pack, we're looking for another inconspicuous spot. I'm thinking right there, above the whole thing, so that I can see down the whole thing. Lovely. Okay, so here we are at the least conspicuous space. You see? Oh, it's so beautiful. And there's a seat here waiting for me. Look at it, it's got a backrest and everything. Do I take this one or do I take that one? I'm gonna take this one. I'm just like, do we see security? We don't see security. This means I got time. The world is my oyster.
And here we go. The last pack. I just want to just rip this spot. I want to do bloody power loops and split S's, and Matty flips, and everything. And eventually I will, but I really need to know the timing. You need to know the timing of your drone, how long everything takes. To do like flips and spins is kind of like easy, and split S's are easy because it's just you see where you're going the whole time. When it comes to the power loops and stuff, I'd be going into it and I'd just be scared of going at a wrong angle and hitting someone or something. It was funny because one of the guys in this group was like, "Oh, he's doing FPV. You have to have skills to do that." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, I have skills." No speeding up or anything. Because when I edit, I mess around with the speed and stuff to sync it with the beats. But I want you to just kind of see from these flights. This is what kind of a flight looks like for me without speeding it up or slowing it down or anything like that. So I just modified it with voiceover. Hey guys, this is very gross and irresponsible. Should not be doing behavior like this, but it's like such a sweet spot. And it looks so beautiful in the day with like proper lighting. This the last time I flew here, it was nighttime, and that's kind of the look too. Plus, it's like empty and barren, which makes you feel safer, like really ripping through it. But it's just a lovely place. It's like, how can you not fly this spot? The only reason that you wouldn't fly this spot is just, I don't know, fear. I'm going to be working on a setup, a 2S setup that's going to be sub 100. We're doing 03 sub 100, 2.5 inch, maybe 2 inch. I think 2.5 inch. That way it can be a ducted 2 inch or a open prop 2.5. That way people in Japan can go to town on it. And then security came. She's like, "Excuse me, sir. You can't fly your drone in here." I'm like, "Okay, thank you."